Hello there guys, and welcome back to a brand new Spain review on my channel. Today we are going to be reviewing the game of Spain 1, Bosnia and Herzegovina 0. Spain have managed to end 2018 with a narrow 1-0 victory. And let's run through what happened, what we can learn, and how the Spanish side have ended up coming out victors from this very, very interesting and slightly dull game. So as always guys, we're just going to begin here by running through the team news. It shouldn't be the longest of reviews today, because for those of you who watch the game will know that not really much happened. But anyway, moving on to the lineup, Spain actually made 9 changes from their 3-2 Nations League defeat. Maybe if we had won that game against Croatia, we wouldn't have done so much, and maybe praise a few of the players. But Luis Enrique maybe making a point here. But we came against the Bosnia side who hadn't lost since the start of 2018, so they were in good form. They hadn't conceded in a while too, and this is going to be a tough game. But we made loads of changes. Arrizabalaga came into goal, Kepa, the man from Chelsea, Johnny at right back. We also had Gaia at left back, and Diego Llorente and Hermoso making themselves a little debut partnership there at the back together, just like Martinez and Ramos did against Croatia. So it's interesting, really, the centre of the Spanish defence actually right now. But moving on to the midfield, Rodri came in. He very much mirrors Busquets in there. In midfield, we also had Asensio there, quite an attacking option, and Dani Ceballos was also one of the men who kept his place, alongside Isco from the Croatia game, who was partnered by Suso and Alvaro Morata up front. So enough quality to beat Bosnia, but it was a rested lineup and did contain a lot of players that hadn't played with each other that much. And in the end, it was a Brais Mendes winner in the 78th minute that ended up giving Spain the victory. So a narrow win there against the Bosnia side that didn't have Pjanic and a few of their other better players, but they did have Dzeko up front, who I'm going to be honest, was pretty much dealt with the whole of the game. Bosnia didn't really attack us a lot, and I was pleased with that. They had the pacey Vizca also on right wing there. Some of you guys may know him from FIFA, maybe. I know he has like nearly 90 pace on that, so he's a quick winger there. And if I'm being honest, he did actually end up causing Gaia a few issues the whole night. So that was an interesting battle, that one there, with 2 pacey players on the wing side of the pitch there, on our left-hand side for Spain. And it was an interesting battle, that one, all night. Vizca got the better of him a couple of times. You know, Gaia seems to always do well when he comes into the national team, if I'm being honest. And again, that was a really good battle, but it was a really interesting game. We couldn't really create a lot of chances, and as I mentioned, it took to the 78th minute to actually bring on the Celta Vigo man, Brais Mendes, his debut goal, and that was really, really, really good to see, and it was a lift we needed, if I'm being honest. After defeats to England and Croatia, we definitely wanted a win here, didn't want to fall into that slump again, and it was nice there from Mendes to get himself a winner. But I think it was just such an interesting game, guys. You know, it just was kind of the Spain that we have been watching over the last couple of years. You know, we fell into that little trap that we always do of just passing the ball sideways. It just was very, very dull, not good for the fans to see. And if I'm being honest, it was actually a poor pitch selection. The Las Palmas pitch was cut up, it was awful. The rain at halftime didn't help, that's for sure. And it really, really wasn't that good. You know, we didn't have too many chances. Arrizabalaga really didn't have to do anything in goal. Maybe Bosnia could have got a goal here and there, but in the end I felt as if we defended well. We had a few chances here and there. You know, Isco dragged a tame effort pretty much at the goalkeeper. Suso had a chance to whip it into the top corner. Asensio had a header that went wide. You know, Morata wasn't really able to get himself on the end of anything, mainly just playing outside of the box, which is not really where we wanted him. And we were just playing everything in front of Bosnia, and it was very, very easy for them to defend against. And yeah, the first half was dull. It was really, really dull. It wasn't nice to watch, especially after those 3-2 defeats to England and Croatia. So, you know, that wasn't going to be nice for any of the fans of the Spanish national team. We came into the second half, and I'm going to be honest, it did improve slightly. Morata did a good dribble. He had a shot fired over the crossbar. Bosnia, you know, they got in a couple of times, I will admit. Definitely through Vizca, the man I mentioned earlier. He had a lot of pace, even on Gaia. He pulled the ball across, and it just went behind Azpilicueta and also the player arriving there in a Bosnia shirt. That maybe could have been the opener for Bosnia. And it was actually around the 58th minute when Spain really should have taken the lead. You know, we had a few half chances before that, but Asensio gets the ball, who in my opinion had a pretty good game all round, I will admit. He had a good shot, parried by the goalkeeper, and when it falls to Morata, you're just thinking goal. You know, it has to be. He's in decent form right now for Chelsea, and it just all went out the window. He completely mishits it. You know, maybe it comes at him a little fast off the keeper, but he just got to let it hit off him, and it would have went in there. You know, it's an absolute mess, really. He gets it tangled up between his feet, and somehow gets it wide of the post. It was unbelievable, and it kind of just summed up the day, really. You know, really not what we wanted to see. You know, the players couldn't really believe it, and it just really, really wasn't nice to see. And well, we finally made it. 78th minute, Blyce Mendes, the debutant, gets the goal. Isco actually with a good dribble, left-footed effort, good block by the goalkeeper, but Blyce Mendes are there. He kind of just rifles it into the net, and in the end, a much needed victory, guys. We did not want to lose another game, or even not win another game, so a nice way to end off 2018 with a win, and a good way to get Blyce Mendes his debut. A few of the mentions I want to speak about the game. Kepa kept a clean sheet. Paul Lopez came on for his debut. Hermoso looked really good at the back. I'll give the same credit to Llorente. I thought they did really well, dealing with Dzeko all night. Who else had a good game? Into midfield, I'll give credit to Asensio. He's been poor lately, both for Real and Spain, but he had a good game in there, bringing the ball up from deep. Suso, I expected more from. Wasn't entirely impressed with him. Morata had to do better, in my opinion. Isco was very lacklustre on the night, improved a little bit in the second half. Ceballos maybe was still a little bit tired from that Croatia game. Really an important part for us right now in the national team, though. And Rodri, guys, was one of the guys I want to give a special mention to. He looks super comfortable in that Busquets role. He really does run it quite brilliantly, if I'm being honest. Definitely a role model for anyone looking how to play that Busquets role. Rodri is doing it almost to a T. You know, he's still taking a few too many touches maybe than Busquets would have just moved on quicker, but he really is running that Busquets role quite perfectly, in my opinion. You couldn't really do it much better whilst Busquets was absent. So in the future, it looks like we've got that position on lockdown, which is absolutely massive for us. I will indeed admit that. But yeah, guys, that's where the review is going to come to an end. A very short review. What we can take from this game is that Spain are looking as if they're going to fall into that little trap of just playing the ball from side to side again. We've got to get out of that. That's what we thought we got out of when we beat England at Wembley. We got the 6 goals against Croatia, the 4 goals away to Wales, who generally over the past couple of years have been a tough side to beat, especially after that Euro 2016 miracle from them when they nearly made it all the way to the final. So yeah, it's not good for us, I will admit that, especially after, you know, we've had that 6-point lead in the UEFA Nations League group. We haven't been able to make it through that, obviously. That's just poor. You know, the 3-2 losses were just so bad against England and Croatia, guys. You know, it's inexplicable how poor we've been there. And eventually we've managed to get a win here, but again, don't let this win blind you from what was another poor performance from the Spanish national team. And yeah, guys, that's all I can say, guys. A few good individual performances in there again tonight, but as a team, we didn't do enough, if I'm being honest. Luis Enrique's side just wasn't really at it again tonight, and that's not really nice to see. And yeah, we haven't actually got a game until March now, which I believe are the Euro 2020 qualifiers. We have to be on our top game for that. Don't let us not get into those, because that'll be an absolute disaster, guys, please, because, you know, teams like Netherlands, teams like Italy, they didn't qualify for the World Cup. I don't want to fall into that trap, so we've really got to be careful here, hope for a nice and easy draw, and just brush aside whoever we come up against. That's the aim. I'll be back then in March for some more Spain reviews, but until then, guys, I'll see you very soon for some different videos other than Spain reviews, but I'll be back. Do not worry. March, we need to bring the national team back. We need to get some more wins on the board. And yeah, put the fact that we've somehow not made it through our Nations League group behind us. And I'll see you guys very soon. Goodbye.